The Yoda Legacy lightsaber is finally here. How does it compare to the other Legacy lightsabers? To the other Yoda lightsabers? And what could it mean to the future of Legacy lightsabers? Let's take a look. Like all the Legacy lightsaber bundles, this Yoda one comes in this sturdy cardboard case with a magnetic closure. Unlike the other ones that have a thin cardboard sleeve on the outside with pictures of the lightsaber, the Yoda one just comes shrink wrapped in plastic. Disney did cause a bit of a stir by advertising that the logo on the front was the Jedi logo in green. Obviously, we know this is not the Jedi logo, but the Rebel Alliance logo, which Yoda did not take part in. While most people won't notice, that might get on some people's nerves. Hopefully they'll fix it in a future edition. Like the rest of the Legacy bundles, despite being cardboard, the box is very sturdy and opens up with this magnet. Inside you'll find the hilt, the stand, and underneath the foam, the new custom blade. When I say that this is the best Legacy lightsaber they have made yet, I want you to understand my full meaning. So let's take a quick sidetrack down memory lane. In the days before Legacy lightsabers, this Hasbro Signature Series Force FX lightsaber from 2011 was probably the most screen-accurate licensed Yoda lightsaber. At only 8 inches long, it had the nice Yoda size. It's got a smaller 7/8 inch blade, 26 inch long, that lit up very nice. Nice loudspeakers. Overall, this was designed for the adult collector market who wanted something screen accurate as a replica. Ignore the stickers, those peel off. The downside is that blade is not removable. That's the only way that they could get it so thin, was to have the blade fixed in to get it nice and small. When they introduced the toy Yoda lightsaber in 2015, it got a lot bigger. In order to have a removable blade, they created this nice blade system that we know from the Legacy line and the toy lines that has a black connector with nubs on the side that you can just slide in, twist, and you're connected. But that meant making the hilt much wider and much larger in order to make room for the electronics. So that toy Yoda one looked gigantic compared to the screen accurate one. For perspective, it was almost as big as the Anakin Skywalker from the same toy line. So when the Legacy lightsabers used the similar insert and twist mechanism for connecting the blade, the fear was that the same thing would happen if they ever made a Yoda lightsaber for a Legacy. The blade would just be too big, would force it to either be short and half an inch wider, just looking ridiculous, or be the same size as the toy, which again, does not look screen accurate. So imagine our delight when this hit the street. It's even smaller than the 2011 one, about a half an inch shorter, a couple millimeters skinnier. The middle portion in particular is not nearly as fat as it was there. It's very light, feels great in the hand. It's a beautiful, beautiful hilt. Normally you'd expect something like this to either have a fixed hilt or not have a blade. This one, however, they solved it by coming out with a brand new blade system. Instead of the twist and lock mechanism that they use on the current Legacy lightsabers, this one has threads at the top. So you just slide it in, twist it, and it locks into place that way. It's a nice, sturdy connection. And as we mentioned before, instead of it being an inch long blade, this is a 7/8 inch blade. It's actually 21 millimeters, a little bit less than 7/8 of an inch, which makes for a nice, skinny, beautiful lightsaber. Again, ignore the stickers, those peel right off. Side by side with the 2011 one on top and our brand new Legacy one on the bottom, you can see that the hilt is smaller, it's much more sleek. The only thing that is slightly less is usually the shrouds are a little bit more square in the curve, whereas this one, they're a little bit more rounded. It still looks really, really nice though. Neither one comes with a cover tech wheel, so there's not really a way to attach it to your belt. As far as functionality, the old one, the activation switch slides up to turn it on, and it's got that nice loudspeaker. It'll do some clashing effects, and you twist this off the pommel in the old one to get basically the same kind of battery connector that you see in the rest of the Legacy lightsabers, this one with AAA batteries inside. On the new Legacy one, instead of sliding up, you just press it down to turn it on. The speaker's not quite as loud as the old one, but the sounds that it makes and the clashes are a much better sound quality. And the pommel does not screw off. Instead of using AAA batteries, on this one, you slide back one of the panels and there's a USB-C recharging port inside. This is something only a couple of Legacy lightsabers have done so far, and I'm really looking forward to that being extended to the rest of the line. AAA and AA batteries run out way too fast, and we just need to make those a thing of history. Now for the swing test. With the Hasbro one, you just slide the button up to turn it on. The speaker's nice and loud. It does have some motion. It's not anything close to smooth swing, but it does have some motion detection. The sound is very loud. It just sounds a little bit like it's coming through a tin can. Clash effects are pretty good. And it just slides back off. With the new Legacy one, you just push the button to turn it on. Speaker's not nearly as loud. The amount of swing detection is about the same. I think the sound quality is a little bit better. It's still not amazing, but decent. Clashes are still very good. The only real complaint I have with this one is because the button pushes to turn on and off instead of sliding. When you're swinging it around, you can accidentally bump to accidentally turn it off when you don't mean to. So overall, this compares really nicely to the older Yoda lightsabers. But the thing that has me really excited about this is that new blade system. Because if the only reason they made that new blade system was just to make this one Yoda lightsaber, it would still be a really good system. But I don't think that's how Disney thinks. I think if you're going to go through the trouble of making an entirely new system that addresses a lot of the complaints that people have had for Legacy lightsabers over the years, you don't just use it once and throw it away. Since they began, the main complaint people have had with Legacy lightsabers is that they're thicker and chunkier than they should be. This is particularly noticeable in the Ahsoka lightsaber, where the Legacy one is really thick and chunky compared to all the ones on the custom market. The reason for this is that connector that the Legacy lightsabers uses doesn't just have the 1-inch blade. It has that black portion that's a bit wider and the silver nubs that come off the sides that are even wider than that. So it's 20% wider than just the 1-inch blade. That means in order to fit a hilt around that, you need to have a lightsaber that will actually fit all of that extra in it. Whereas the custom blades are just the 1-inch blade and that's it right up to the nub. So the hilts can be a lot smaller. The new Yoda blade fixes a lot of that. One, instead of an inch blade, it's a 7/8 inch blade. And while the black connector is a little bit wider than the blade, the very widest part around the thread is still just under an inch. So you get a lot more room to make a nice thin hilt to be able to fit this blade. What this means is that instead of the Legacy lightsabers having these huge chunky hilts, they can come out with something more akin to what's on the custom market, about half the width. And that new blade system would have more than enough room to fit inside there. That's the Legacy lightsaber I want. But I'll have a whole other video going through what I believe their product plan should be for the next generation of Legacy line. Overall, this is just an amazing new system. It's so satisfying, even the metal on metal slide in, and then having it connect in, just very satisfying. Best Legacy lightsaber yet? Definitely. I hint at what's to come? We can only hope. Thanks for tuning in. If this was at all useful to you, please like the video, subscribe to the channel so more people can find it, and let me know in the comments, if we were to see this new blade design in another Legacy lightsaber, which one would you want? Thanks, and I'll see you in the next one.